We are often taught from a very young age that if we want to eliminate stress, we must actively do something. We believe that the solution to exhaustion is to add more activities, even if those activities are labeled as self-care. But sometimes the very act of constantly trying to renew yourself is the exact thing that is draining your vital energy. Stress does not only come from the heavy workload you carry, but from the relentless pressure to always remain busy and responsive. Even the concept of rest has been twisted into a task that we feel we must optimize for maximum efficiency today. Our brains are denied any moments of true emptiness, which means they never get the chance to naturally recover and reset. Yet we need to fundamentally bend our perception and realize that not every form of stress requires a complex or active solution. Some problems in our lives simply require us to stop interfering and allow them to settle down on their own accord. We must understand that constant busyness is often just a sophisticated mask for emotional avoidance and a fear of silence. Busyness becomes a shield we use to protect ourselves from confronting the uncomfortable feelings that arise when we finally stop moving. It is only when we finally pause that the things we have been suppressing for years begin to surface and show. The nervous system craves deep stillness, yet we feed it more stimulation in the form of podcasts, news, and techniques. Adding more information to a tired mind is simply changing the form of stimulation and not providing the rest it truly needs. True recovery for your nervous system happens in silence and stillness, not through the effort of trying to relax perfectly. Doing absolutely nothing is not wasting time. It is the essential space required for your brain to reorganize and heal itself. Clarity of mind usually appears when you stop chasing it and simply allow the dust of your thoughts to settle down. We must learn the difficult art of sitting without trying to fix, analyze, or judge the experience of the present moment. Just be there with yourself and trust that your system knows how to find its own balance without your active management. Short periods of doing nothing help prevent stress from accumulating, much like the silence between notes makes the music beautiful. When you practice this, yet you will react slower to triggers and make decisions that are less driven by overwhelming emotional surges. Your energy will return to you naturally, not because you forced it, but because you finally gave it room to breathe. You are not being lazy when you pause. You are giving your mind the opportunity to do what it does best. You are allowing your mind to heal itself, a process that can only happen when it is left completely alone. Think of the last time you truly did nothing, without guilt, without a plan, and without a device in your hand. It is a rare luxury in our modern world, yet it is a biological necessity that we have forgotten how to prioritize. Animals know instinctively how to rest when they are not hunting, yet we humans have convinced ourselves that rest is a sin. The constant state of alert wears down our bodies, ages our cells, and keeps our minds in a perpetual state of emergency. When we are always reacting, our internal world becomes like a stormy sea, unable to reflect the sky or find peace. To see clearly, the water must be still. To think clearly, the mind must be allowed to settle into silence. This is not about giving up on your goals, it is about realizing that you cannot run a marathon without stopping. If you drive a car at maximum speed without ever stopping for maintenance, the engine will eventually fail and break down completely. Your body is a biological machine that requires downtime to repair tissues, consolidate memories, and regulate your complex hormonal systems. We live in an economy that profits from our attention, constantly trying to steal every spare second of our mental space. Yet reclaiming your right to do nothing is an act of rebellion against a system that views you only as a producer. Consider the tree. It does not run around trying to grow, yet it achieves greatness simply by standing and being. Growth often happens in the dark, in the quiet moments when we think nothing is happening, deep beneath the surface. Creativity does not come from force. It bubbles up from the subconscious, when the conscious mind finally takes a break. The best ideas usually arrive when you are in the shower, walking, or staring at a wall, not when working. We need to recover the childlike ability to simply exist without the need for a purpose or a specific outcome. We have become slaves to the clock, measuring our worth by how much we can squeeze into every single hour. Life is meant to flow like a river, but we have turned it into a racetrack where no one wins. The simple act of breathing deeply and consciously can signal to your body that it is safe to finally let go. When you stop holding everything together so tightly, the walls of stress begin to crack, letting the light of peace in. Try sitting on a park bench for 20 minutes without your phone, just watching the world go by around you. Imagine your thoughts are just clouds passing in the sky. You do not need to grab them or change them. The practice of non-doing is essentially the practice of unclenched your mind and allowing reality to be exactly as it is. In the silence, you might find that the answers you were frantically searching for have been there all along, waiting. We are afraid of the blank page, of the empty moment, because we fear we are not enough without our achievements. But you are not your job, you are not your productivity, and you are not the list of tasks you complete. From the perspective of the universe, your stress about a deadline is insignificant, yet it consumes your entire world. Your body is fighting battles you know nothing about. Give it the rest it needs to win those internal wars. There is a profound beauty in the mundane, in the simple act of sitting with a cup of tea and breathing. Open the windows of your mind and let the fresh air of nothingness sweep away the stale dust of anxiety. This is the art of Niksen, the Dutch concept of doing nothing, a practice that is becoming increasingly vital today. Kick off the shoes of expectation and walk barefoot on the ground of your own being, feeling the texture of life. But listen to the rain. It does not try to fall, it just falls. Be like the rain, effortless and natural. When you stop doing, you start feeling. This can be scary at first, but it is the path to emotional freedom. Let your worries be like bubbles. Acknowledge their existence, enjoy their colors, and then watch them pop and disappear. Suspend time for just 10 minutes a day. No past regrets, no future anxieties, just the raw reality of now. Nature has seasons of dormancy. Winter is not a mistake. It is a necessary preparation for the bloom of spring. Allow yourself to have a winter. Allow your mind to go dormant so that it can gather strength for new growth. Without the rest of winter, the spring would lack the energy to burst forth with such vibrant and colorful life. Find your internal fireplace, a place of warmth and stillness where you can retreat when the world becomes too cold. Your influence on the world is like ripples in a pond. They are most perfect when they come from a calm center. It is in the pauses between sentences that the meaning of the story is found. Do not rush to the end. The journey inward is the most important travel you will ever undertake, and it requires no ticket and no luggage. The view from the summit of silence is breathtaking, offering a perspective that the noise of the valley cannot provide. Like birds returning to their nests, bring your attention back to your own center, back to the home within yourself. We rely so much on artificial light that we have forgotten the beauty of the dark and the power of rest. Knowing when to stop is a skill as important as knowing how to start. So it requires courage and self-respect. Create boundaries around your peace. Protect your stillness as fiercely as you protect your property or your loved ones. Notice the small details. The way light hits the wall, the sound of your breath. These are anchors to reality. Even in the chaos of dust motes dancing in the light, there is a pattern and a rhythm of existence. Happiness is not a destination you run towards. It is a butterfly that lands on you when you sit still. When the sand runs out, do not be in a rush to flip the glass. Just let it sit there. Every day offers a new opportunity to practice the art of doing nothing, even if just for a few minutes. Take a walk without a destination. Let your feet guide you, without the interference of a map or an app. Balance is not something you find. It is something you create by removing the excess weight you are carrying. And if you lose your balance, that is okay too. The stones can always be stacked again. There is no rush. Meditation is not about controlling your thoughts. It is about stopping the war you are fighting against them. As you practice stillness, your brainwaves shift from the anxious beta state to the relaxed and creative alpha state. Unlock the garden of your mind. It has been neglected for too long, overgrown with the weeds of constant worry. Tend to your thoughts like a gardener. Prune the negative ones gently and water the peaceful ones with your attention. You will miss the shooting stars of life if your head is always buried in a screen or a spreadsheet. Connection with others deepens when we are present. Yet we cannot truly hear someone if our mind is elsewhere. Love requires time. It requires the willingness to waste time together, simply being in each other's company. The empty bench is not a sign of loneliness. It is an invitation to solitude, which is the glory of being alone. Solitude fills you up, whereas isolation drains you. Learn the difference by spending quality time with yourself. Like muddy water, your mind will become clear if you let it stand still. No effort is needed, only time. Learn to glide on the currents of life like an eagle. Use the wind that is already there. Stop rowing so hard against the current. Hoist your sails and let the wind of the universe carry you forward. Surrender to the support of the water. Trust that you will be held up even if you stop struggling. We are terrified that if we stop, everything will fall apart. But often, stopping is what keeps us together. Be the bridge, not the rushing water. Stand firm in your stillness and let the events of life flow beneath you. You can find stillness even in chaos. It is an internal state, not dependent on your external environment. Your heart beats 100,000 times a day. Give it a few moments where it doesn't have to race. After the storm of stress passes, there is a freshness, a renewal that makes the world look brighter than before. Look for the rainbows that only appear when the sun meets the rain. They are the rewards of endurance. Stop living in next week or next year. The only moment you can actually inhabit is this one right here. Taste your food. Feel the texture. When we rush, we swallow life whole without ever truly tasting it. Walk on the sand and watch your footprints disappear. It is a reminder that our impact is temporary, and that is freeing. Nature is the ultimate healer because it does not hold grudges. It constantly resets, renews, and begins again. Drift for a while. You do not always need to steer. Sometimes the current knows better than you do. Your internal compass can only find true north when you stop shaking it with your constant anxiety and movement. Be a lighthouse for yourself. Stand tall, shine your light, and let the waves crash without moving you. Your clarity will return. The fog will lift. You just need to have the patience to wait for it. Look at yourself with compassion. You are doing the best you can in a world that demands the impossible. We all still have that child within us who needs to be held, reassured, and told that it is time to rest. The door to your cage is open. You have built the bars yourself with your obligations. You can fly out. Freedom is a state of mind. It is the realization that you are not defined by your productivity. As the sun sets, let your worries set with it. Tomorrow is a new day, but tonight is for peace. The world will keep spinning without your help. You can resign from your position as general manager of the universe. Disconnect to reconnect. Turn off the noise so you can hear the whisper of your own soul. Sleep is the ultimate act of trust. You trust that you will wake up and that the world will be there. And when you wake up, try not to rush. Linger in the space between dreams and reality for a moment. Start your day with a pause, not a sprint. Set the tone for a life that is lived, not just managed. As we hope this journey into the art of doing nothing has given you permission to slow down and breathe. You do not need to earn your rest. You deserve it simply because you exist as a living being. Like a flower, you are meant to bloom, but you cannot bloom if you are always being pulled up by the roots. Your peace is a gift to the world. When you are calm, you create a sanctuary for everyone around you. Return to the stillness whenever you feel overwhelmed. It is always there, waiting for you underneath the noise. You are not lazy. You are healing. You are recovering. You are learning to be human again. Give your mind the chance to do what it knows how to do. Heal itself when it is finally left alone. Take this permission slip. Carry it with you. Use it whenever the weight of the world becomes too heavy. Thank you for spending this time with us. We hope you found a moment of peace in your busy day. If this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Don't forget to subscribe to Infinite Book Journeys for more explorations into the wisdom of life.